Okay, so let's look at your Kodflix task and let's try and rewrite this using hooks instead of using our class methods, yeah? So we've got a couple of places where we might need to change it. We're currently using the setState method. That's not available in functions. And we are using the component didMount, which is a lifecycle method which is only available in class-based components as well. So we have already looked at the state one. So what's the state hook that we can use inside of functional components? What's it called? Do you remember? I should be broadcasting. UseState, correct? Is it on YouTube, anyone? Is it streaming on YouTube? Yeah? Yep, so it's just you again, Faraj. I don't know why. So we can clear out our whole constructor. And instead of setting this dot state, what do I do instead?
Create prompts with your value to change and set value.
Yep, so in other words, val to change, and then method to change val, or something like that, right? What do we want to change in this case? We want to change the message. So our value to change is going to be the message, and our method to change the value, let's follow convention and just call it set message. Okay? We set that equal to useState. I haven't imported useState yet, so I could instead write it like that, react.useState, because it just comes from the React module there. Curly brace? Why a curly brace?
I meant from the top.
Oh yeah, I might just use it like that for now, but just to show you that there is a different way to use it as well if you don't want to have lots of imports of your hooks up here. I'm only going to use it once, so I'm not too bothered about importing it. So my message, my initial message, so this was the timeout details page, right? You set an initial message and then you changed it after 3 seconds. So our initial message was that. So I can get rid of all of this sort of stuff now. I've got some double quotations which I don't really need. Okay, so that's at least set up my state with an initial value. So I said we couldn't use this dot set state. What do we use instead? Nope, so I just want to change the state at the moment. We're just doing stuff that we've done previously. Don't need an event, don't need UseEffect. Not just for this bit, for the component didMount, sure, we need UseEffect, but how do I just set the state? How do I update my message?
Just
Set message, yep. So I don't need this anymore because that's a class thing. We're going to do set message. And what do I want my new value of my message to be?
Coming soon.
Coming soon with a little smiley face. So let's import that. Well, not import, let's set that. Looks good. So the set timeout we still want after 3 seconds, but we do not have access to component didMount at the moment. So this won't be working at the moment, it won't be compiling. Yeah? Just says unexpected token, but that's fine, right? It's not understanding this method because we do not have access to it inside of a function. So what can we use instead? Yeah, there's another hook called UseEffect which can mimic the behavior of component didMount. So rather than typing component didMount, I'm going to type react.useEffect. And then what goes inside of that? So what usually goes inside of UseEffect, guys? Any ideas? Yep. So essentially, the first argument will be a function. Better not put a capital. So I'll just do a weird double F thing, so it doesn't. I think it's a keyword, so we need a function, and then the second argument is essentially all the state variables that we want to monitor, and if one of these state variables changes inside of this array, then we will call UseEffect again. So that's the general format for UseEffect. The first argument it takes is a function, the second argument it takes is an array. So our function, I think we've already got defined, right? It's just this set timeout function. And then our second argument is our array. I'm going to leave it empty for now. We can also get rid of the render, because we don't need that anymore. And now it's failing to compile, which is interesting. Because I must have got rid of the export default as well, right? By accident. That looks better. What warnings have we got? Messages assigned a value but never used. Yep, so rather than this.state.message again, we can simplify that and just have message. Okay, cool. So hopefully that now works, and I will explain a little bit more what this UseEffect hook is doing in a second. Nope, we're not getting the message displayed. Oh, we sort of did, right? See that? It's popping up and then it's not.
What's your initial message? It's coming up. It's saying change this message and
Yeah, so my initial message is there.
Are you sure that you need parentheses in your after setting out?
Am I sure I need to do what, sorry?
Line 10.
7.
Brackets, yeah.
So you're saying remove that one? Is that what you're saying, Kate?
Yes, I think so, but I'm not sure.
3,000.
I need a semicolon.
What's up below? Cool. Everything's gone now. That's better. So now it's going straight to coming soon. We're not hitting the delay. See whether our initial message is actually getting set. Yeah, so our initial message is there. So we do react.useEffect. Set a timeout.
Don't you need to wrap the set timer in curly brackets? No.
Oh, I didn't close my set timeout. I think that was the issue, right? Or did I? Set timeout ends there. Yeah, I did close it. Too many re-renders. Say what? So even without the second argument, is it worth? It's like my timeout's not working, isn't it? It's setting the message, but it's.
I think there is a semicolon after the 3000. No?
What, here?
No, outside.
Or outside?
No,
It's not going to make a difference, right?
Okay.
Can't spot the mistake again. Let's go all the way back. So that was our set timeout that was working. Oh, okay. Yeah. Double check the syntax. Yeah. Okay, so I couldn't quite spot what I was doing wrong. I thought we had a function that opened up into our set timeout, but I must have missed something off, right? But questions on what we've done? What bits do you want to go over line by line? Yeah, so at the moment we haven't put a square bracket. I mean, it still works, but why do we put that square bracket there? So I don't think this one will be re-rendering too many times, but it is to stop. Here we go. No, that's an old one, I think. I don't know where they're coming from, those warnings. But essentially we put this second argument to our UseEffect to stop it re-rendering too many times. So if we put an empty bracket, empty square brackets, it should just render once, which is exactly what component did mount used to do, right? It just rendered once and once only. If we put something like message in there, it will monitor the state of message and rerun this code inside every time message changes, which is a bit weird because we're setting message, therefore it will change, and then it will rerun the code again, it will change, it will rerun the code again. So we just want to have an empty bracket at this stage, but we could do conditional UseEffects based on something that's stored in the state. So this should still work. Yep. Yeah, so look, I don't want to talk too much about this for now, but do you want me to undo all the changes and we do it one more time and you can tell me what to do this time? Yeah. Step by step, yeah? Nope, we don't want that far back. Okay, so let's assume that's our details component. What shall I do? Okay, I'm going to pick on people. Jack, let's go first. Give me something. Give me something. What am I going to do to change this into using UseEffect hooks?
Oh yeah, I'll turn it into a function.
Yeah, let's turn it into a function. And you want to import UseEffect. I will also import useState as well. Someone else?
Got rid of constructor.
Get rid of the constructor. Yeah. Is that your contribution, Ahmed? Set the initial state. How do we do that? Const. Yeah. Message. Set message. Fantastic. I missed the comma. Equals. Use state. What goes in use state? The initial message. Let's just call it initial message for now then. Cool. What next? So how we usually use const is we do const variable name equals, right? So here we haven't got one variable name, we've got two variable names, which is why they're in a destructured array. Yeah? So it's the same format, we've just got two variable names rather than one. So the equals comes after the variable names. UseState is a method that returns two things. The first thing is the thing it's set in the state. The second thing is the method used to change that variable that is stored in the state.
Before UseState, shouldn't there be React dot?
I've imported it now up here.
Okay.
Yeah. But if I hadn't done that, then yes, I would need to have react.useState. Okay, so Ed, anything to add to that one? What else can we do? Get rid of component did mount. Yeah, what can we use instead, Caddy?
Yes, exactly.
Use effect. What was the syntax?
Yeah.
If you need to check, then it's here. Yeah. So we open up our brackets for use effect. We have a function and we stick inside what we want to perform, which I thought is what I did, but obviously I didn't before. Where does it end? Okay. Cool. Anything else?
Yeah, you get rid of all the.
Okay, someone from this table. Sonia, Kevon, Kelly, Seb. Get rid of this dot state. Cheers for that one, Ed. Yeah. Anything else?
Set message.
Set message.
Instead of this set message.
So we don't need this dot set state anymore. We're using set message.
Packets.
And line 9, instead of set state, we can write a set message.
Yeah, we've just done that, Kate. It's delayed, I think, on your screen. That's all.
Should there be on line 12? Should there be a semicolon?
Yes.
Okay, so we've got a couple of changes left. We've got Sonia, Kevon, Kelly, or Seb. Can finish it off for us. Seb, what do we do with that one?
Delete it.
Delete it. Let's delete the render. I like it. Don't know why there's a match in there either. But. Anything else? Square bracket where? Oh, yep, so you're saying we need the second argument. So we've got a function. After the function, no, hold on, we've got a function there.
You mean the one that's got the...
It means that one. Yeah. We need the export default. Anything else, or are we done? I think we're good. Good team effort. Initial message. Coming soon. Good work. So any function can go inside there. Task 14 is like next one, next one. What's next? What's next? What is next?
The square brackets, you say it's the second argument. Is that the second argument to set timeout? Is that the second argument to use effect?
Nope, that's the second argument to use effect. Look, if I do that, that is your set timeout, right?
Yeah.
So use effect takes a function. Oops. Yeah, so you've got a function and then you've got your second argument to use effect as your array. And just remember, if you're mimicking component did mount, you want it to run only once. Please put an empty array as your value for that second argument. If you want it to, the code inside of UseEffect to conditionally conditionally run based on the value changing of a certain value in state, then that value needs to go inside there. It's a dependency of UseEffect. we'll see more complicated examples when we can use that in the future. Yeah. I think for us, the one that we did the other day on 15 could be rewritten quite nicely using UseEffect. Yeah. Nice. All right. If there's no other questions, I'm going to stop it there. Yeah. Yeah. Go, Kate.
Inside const, second argument should start this set.
Yeah. The convention is to write set in front of it. So we're replacing set state with set a certain value in the state.
Will it work if we put another name instead?
Yep.
Okay. Just name of variable.
Yep. It's just a variable name. Yeah. Anything. This should still work. Initial message coming soon. Yeah. Still works.
But where did you take the initial message?
Where did I put the initial message? Here. You see? So you call the useState method, and inside of that you pass whatever you want your initial value to be. It doesn't have to be a message, right? So your initial value goes inside there. It doesn't have to be a string, it can be anything, right? You could put anything in there. You could put an array with strings inside. It just made sense for us in this case to follow the demo, start with a string, and then change that string after 3 seconds. Yeah? Be consistent. If you use single quotes, use single quotes, right? I should have gone for double quotes, I think. There we go. What does it say about UseEffect? Yeah, that's probably more confusing, right? But you can see that you've got a callback and then you've got a dependency which is fed in as an array, which is what we've got. We've got a callback function and then an array of dependencies. Alright, I will stop it there. You see now, Kathy, where it comes from, right?